A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us on the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Naila Avenue. It's raining over here, but we are not moved. Without further ado, let's take a look at the headlines and then get straight into the bulletin. In our top stories tonight, Prime Minister Rudi Nabanja meets UN Secretary General to benefit Uganda on UN interventions. And study on lenacapavir, twice yearly injectable PrEP, shows 100% efficacy. And then translators and interpreters want policymakers to make Swahili as a lingua franca. And in sports, NCBA Junior Golf Series, a pathway to Uganda's golf glory. All these in our news tonight. Thank you for joining us. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. In our top story, the Prime Minister of Uganda, the Right Honorable Rudi Nabanja, has held bilateral talks with the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at the UN headquarters in New York and discussed how Uganda can further benefit from the UN interventions. The meeting was closed to the media, and Nabanja also met His Excellency Prithviraj Singh Rupan, the President of Mauritius, and discussed matters of mutual benefit for the two sister countries. The meeting took place at the G77 plus China offices at the United Nations headquarters in New York at the sidelines of the 79th UN General Assembly. Let's have a look at the highlight.
Says that Uganda and Mauritius share a lot in common and asked the president to allow the two sister countries have technological transfer for the benefit of the citizens in the two countries.
Uganda and Mauritius has got a lot in common, but we also differ in many things. We also request for technological transfer.
Nabanja extended President Museveni's warm greetings and thanked Mauritius for cordial relations with Uganda.
So we request for trade bilaterals between Uganda and Mauritius.
During the meeting, His Excellency Rupon lauded Uganda for steering well NAM and G77 plus China with tangible results.
We should be able to create this balance. Previously, we were keeping this balance because
Rupon thanked President Museveni for his relentless efforts in promoting Pan-Africanism and peace in Africa. He called for a united Africa for the development of the continent that is endowed with natural resources but at the same time poor.
Africanism, yes, we have to be one voice. We have to be united. We should show unity among ourselves.
Nabanja later held talks to the regional director for Africa of the United Nations Development Programme UNDP, Ms. Ahuna Eziakonwa. The meeting took place at Uganda House in New York. On her part, Ahuna assured the Prime Minister that UNDP will support Uganda in its development agenda and pointed out that Makerere University will be supported to become an African Golden Triangle.
See, that's my university. That's a story to tell.
Yes.
It's a good story, yeah. And we, last year when you were here, we were talking economy and finances. We talked about the carbon market, carbon finance. I don't think we've done a lot in that in that area.
Not yet.
The Premier also met the State Minister for Foreign Affairs from the UAE, Sheikh Shakbat bin Nahyan, who discussed issues of economic benefit for the two sister countries. Nabanja briefed the minister that Uganda selected the Alpha MBM Investments LLC of the United Arab Emirates under the leadership of Sheikh Mohammed bin Maktoum of the Dubai royal family to finance and build 60,000 barrels per day oil refinery in Hoima district.
To work together for our people, our continent.
After assessing 5 interested firms, the $4 billion Greenfield project was chosen. The refinery will drive a key part of Uganda's energy transition plan as it will produce the liquefied petroleum gas that is a key component of the country's clean cooking initiative.
The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has expressed gratitude to the UNICEF for its productive working relationship with Uganda's education sector. She described UNICEF as an invaluable partner that has provided critical, technical, logistical and financial support over the years to advance Uganda's progress towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals by the year 2030. Mrs. Museveni was bidding farewell to Dr. Munir Safieldin, the outgoing UNICEF country representative to Uganda, as he concludes his 4-year tour of duty.
Accompanied by officials from his office, Dr. Safieldin met with the First Lady at State House Nakasero for a farewell visit. The minister expressed her appreciation for Dr. Safieldin's contribution to the education sector over the past 4 years and thank God for his time in Uganda.
So really, we value our relationship with UNICEF. It's not easy, therefore, for us to take this day and say goodbyes to our friends and colleagues. But really, we must say thank you again and again for the work we have done together.
UNICEF's programs are focused particularly on uplifting children, including those with disabilities, adolescents, refugees, host communities, and other disadvantaged populations. Key initiatives implemented by UNICEF in the education sector include capacity building for education officers in local governments, empowering young people with 21st century skills, implementing water, sanitation, and hygiene programs, approving the implementation of the early childhood care and education policy, and supporting the national special needs and inclusive education policy, among others. Dr. Munil expressed his deep gratitude to Mrs. Museveni and her team at the Ministry of Education and Sports for their support and cooperation during his tenure.
Thank you very much for showing the people of Uganda and the people who are in Uganda as refugees the value of education. It's one of the unique places where every year parents bring their children to school in large numbers without any campaign, without anyone having to go and chase them to bring their children to school.
The outgoing representative also noted other significant improvements: the doubling of the number of teachers, the increase in average years of schooling from 3.9 to 6, and the nearly 100% growth in preschool institutions. He further thanked Mrs. Museveni for rescuing 425 Karimajong children from the streets and returning them to school in Karamoja. He also requested support for a girls' school in Apak district with over 900 students, but only 7 regular teachers and some volunteers. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
And furthermore, the Office of the Prime Minister has delivered a consignment of 435 iron sheets to Busia district to benefit 4 different institutions. During the financial year 2023-24, Northern Uganda Ministry produced, Northern Uganda, the ministry procured iron sheets to support institutions and vulnerable communities to improve shelter conditions. Bulecha Church of Uganda received 120 iron sheets, Bulecha Primary School 75, Butote Elderly Home in Masafu Sub-County 40, and Majanji Primary School 200 iron sheets. Busia District Assistant RDC Nafuna Dorin thanked the Office of the Prime Minister for listening to the outcry of the people of Busia District.
Actually, we have some very good news. The Office of the Prime Minister nti ufunira mabati abandu bebusia udaho babolera nti government itubera mabati amahumi emyakine nenda 35 amabati kano kalucha mu bandu befe A group isooha the beneficiaries bahuli nabo.
We thank the Office of the Prime Minister. We have received a donation of 120 iron sheets for Bulecha Church of Uganda and 75 iron sheets for Bulecha Primary School. Bulecha Primary School is located in Masinya sub-county, so we have been having a problem of classes. You have a population of 1,400 children, so we have been having a lot of problem of classes. So we expect that the iron sheets we have got from the Office of the Prime Minister, it's going to help Bulecha Primary School for children for classes. And also we thank the Office of the Prime Minister for iron sheets, 75 iron sheets for Church of Uganda. So we thank the Nyeram government. We thank
on behalf of the school and the entire community, I thank the government of Uganda through the Office of Prime Minister for the IUIU we have received from the Office of the Prime Minister. Thank you, the Prime Minister. Thank you, the President of Uganda.
And furthermore, there is a breakthrough for HIV prevention as Purpose 1 study for the use of lenacapavir, a twice-yearly injectable PrEP, shows 100% efficacy. The principal investigator at Makerere University, Johns Hopkins University Research Collaboration, Dr. Flavia Matovu Chiwewa, confirms the development will reduce new HIV infections among vulnerable women and young girls.
There is hope that new HIV infections, especially among vulnerable women and girls, will reduce as lenacapavir, a twice-yearly injectable PrEP, shows 100% efficacy in the Purpose 1 study. Purpose 1 study evaluated lenacapavir, an injectable PrEP commonly known as LEN, that is administered twice yearly at an interval of 6 months to help prevent one from acquiring HIV. Purpose 1 study is being done in 2 countries, Uganda and South Africa. In Uganda, it was done by Johns Hopkins University Muju Research Collaboration from August 30th, 2021 to August 31st, 2023.
And we included over 5,000 women to take part in this study. These were young girls aged 16 to 25 years. And these girls were at substantially higher risk of HIV, looking at their lifestyle. So when the girls enrolled in the study, they were either given the lenacapavir injection, or we have another investigational drug called FTAF or Discovery, and we also had the oral PrEP, the available oral PrEP FTDF. And we have shown that lenacapavir protected these girls from getting HIV 100%, because there is no girl who got HIV infected while in the study, which shows that the drug worked to protect these girls from HIV. Unfortunately, for the girls who were on FTAF, or the smaller tablet Discovery, there was no difference between the infections we saw in that group and the group that took FTDF, meaning that these 2 products were not adhered to by the girls. They didn't take the products as expected, and therefore the FTAF, that's the tablet, didn't work well to protect them, but the injection worked 100%. And we are glad that for these young girls who are struggling to take pills every day, even those who come and take pills, you find that they don't come back. We are glad that they will be able to get a method that is discreet, that they can use less frequently, only 2 times a year, and it can protect them against HIV.
PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis, helps to prevent people from acquiring HIV and is administered routinely to HIV-negative individuals before exposure to HIV. All women and girls who participated in the Purpose 1 study will continue to receive lenacapavir until the drug is readily available.
Because now we have finished the trial phase of knowing whether lenacapavir works, right now every girl who comes back, we are giving them lenacapavir if they so wish. So they are getting lenacapavir, the active. Now they know that they are getting the active product, lenacapavir. So we have had 100% acceptance almost in Uganda. They're all accepting Lehnertz. South Africa is about 90%, and even those 10 who do not accept it's because they are moving on to work abroad and so on. But it has been well accepted, it is safe, it is well tolerated, and the girls are very happy with this method that they get only once in 6 months, 2 injections in a year. And
it is hoped that many HIV prevention options will play a critical role in stopping new HIV infections.
So when you see some of these new injectable interventions, the PrEP program, some of those are trying to address this problem because the goal of some of these studies is to increase options for young women.
As arrangements go on to have HIV injectable PrEP, Lehnertz available, government has worked out a plan to ease access to oral PrEP by partnering with private pharmacies.
These tablets will be put at the private pharmacy. We have a memorandum of understanding between the government and those private pharmacies. So for average client, they offer the PrEP. They will be given a small token as compensation of around 2,000 to 3,000 Uganda shillings. And this will be paid by our friends from PEPFAR. Okay? But what I'm saying that it's us who are going to give the drugs to the what? To the pharmacy. So these clients will be referred from the hospital to the pharmacy. So once they come to the pharmacy, they will be checked. If the HIV negative, they are given what? Their tablets and go back. When it is over, they will be coming back to that very pharmacy for refilling.
All these innovations in the HIV prevention landscape bring hope to the global target of ending HIV by 2030. Adia Nakuti, UBC.
Ugandans residing in South Africa have been encouraged to love their country as they engage in activities to support development back at home. This was stated by the Secretary General of the NRM Party, Richard Todwong, during the 6th gathering of Ugandans living in South Africa, held in Johannesburg.
These two meetings held at Santon Hotel in Johannesburg, South Africa, where NRM supporters united in the NRM South African chapter came together for their 60th gathering. At this gathering, various Ugandans participated, including entrepreneurs and others in different sectors. The Secretary General of NRM, Richard Todwong, urged them to remember the positive contributions.
The President calls upon members of the diaspora, and especially all Ugandans in the diaspora, to love their country patriotically. You should be patriots, you should love Uganda, love Africa. He calls upon all of us to work towards prosperity of Africa, prosperity of our homes, and strategic security for Africa.
He encouraged them to be united in their commitment to support and love their country.
So we preach transformation of the country and transformation of the people. And the unity. Uganda is too big that everybody can find accommodation in Uganda. So we want you to love the country, be patriotic, be Pan-Africanist, and work towards socio-economic transformation of the people.
The ambassador of Uganda in South Africa, Paul Amoru, stated that they are working diligently to provide assistance to Ugandans in South Africa.
To mainstream the role of the diaspora. So you have in State House a diaspora desk, you have in the President's office a diaspora desk, you have in the NRM Secretariat diaspora desk, you have in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs a diaspora desk. So everything has been aligned to tap. And so we encourage our members, Ugandan community across Southern Africa, to emulate what their colleagues in the NRM have done.
Amoru also indicated that they are doing everything possible to enhance cooperation between the two nations.
Significant if we cannot expand our markets beyond our borders. This is where, as embassies, our role comes in helping to champion the gospel of prosperity and productivity and the growth that we are witnessing in the Ugandan economy. It will be sustainable when efforts that we are able to make outside our borders, using our diaspora community and building on the strong bilateral ties that our countries enjoy.
The leaders of Ugandans in South Africa, led by Ismail Uzige, expressed their desire for President Museveni to address them.
Be with the Treasurer General of the ANC, who articulated the agenda of the ANC in terms of Africa Free Continental Agreement. The three major discussions that centered on trade, immigration, regulation, and a people-to-people relations indeed cements the President's message in his last State of the Nation address and cements the last state visit with his counterpart, President Ramaphosa, that indeed Uganda and South Africa, we are one.
Diaspora members to come back to the Industrial Revolution so that they can be able to pack products for international markets, because they understand the market very well, they understand where to sell, they know how to approach and the levels of discussion on how to sell our Ugandan products. Basically the gold, the coffee, the fruits, and so on.
I am Chibedi Bashir and Ivan Juko for UBC.
Translators and interpreters have called upon policymakers to make deliberate efforts to promote Swahili as a lingua franca for the nation. Now, this call was made at the Makerere University, where translators and interpreters were celebrating the International Translation Day, as Saddam Mubali reports.
Under the theme Celebrating and Protecting the Art of Translation, interpreters and translators have convened at Makerere University to mark the International Translations Day.
International Translation Day is a day that gives credence, is a day that identifies with translation as a process and as an art. You know, translation is a way of communication, and without communication maybe people would not understand each other, because officially people speak different languages, but that because they need to interact, they need to speak to each other.
No language translation, it bridges the gap, the language barriers. So this is a very important day for us, and of course this is a day that was put in place by the United Nations. So as translators and interpreters, this is very good for us. We are proud about our day because this is a noble cause. But remember, without a translator or an interpreter, communication becomes hard.
During the event, the Association of Translators and Interpreters was launched with an aim of protecting and promoting ethics in the translation field.
I'm honored today that we are witnessing the launch of the Uganda Association of Translators and Interpreters. For quite a long time we've been operating, but without an organization or an association which is bringing us together as professionals in this area. And because we lacked that kind of an umbrella, many people will, present them as if they are translators or interpreters when actually they are not. So moving forward, we are going to make sure that whoever claims to be a translator or an interpreter will undergo an examination.
Maybe there have been so much of mistranslation out there, and some of it would be attributed to Makerere University when it isn't, and that's why we thought that I think it is important to regulate this service.
Which brings together all interpreters and translators, and everyone has been an expert on their own. So we thought it wise to have a body that unites us all, a body that has members that can check on the work of each other.
Since independence, Uganda has struggled to have a common language. Educators urge that deliberate policy efforts should be made to adopt Kiswahili as the country's lingua franca.
We all recognize that language is a very important part of our lives, and we are always grappling with issues linguistic in our homes, in the street, in whatever. Uganda as a country is a country where on a day-to-day basis we experience language problems.
The International Translations Day pays tribute to the work of language professionals, which plays an important role in bringing nations together facilitating dialogue and contributing to development and strengthening world peace and security. Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Still in our UBC News tonight, the former Vice President and current Presidential Advisor on Environment, Professor Gilbert Bukenya, has launched a nationwide reforestation campaign aimed at restoring Uganda's natural forests. The campaign responds to the severe degradation of the country's natural resources, which Professor Bukenya identified as a critical issue needing urgent action. Now, this initiative commenced at Nomve Forest in Kachiri, where Professor Bukenya, alongside a group of well-wishers, led the replanting of over 250,000 indigenous trees.
This is Nomve Forest in Kakiri, Wachiso district. The forest was once filled with various indigenous tree species, but due to man-made activities, it has been severely depleted. Presidential Advisor on Environment, Professor Gilbert Bukenya, launched a nationwide campaign aimed at restoring Uganda's forests, starting here at Nomve.
I tell you, I went to one forest and I almost shed tears. They were telling me this was a forest. I think it was somewhere there in Entebbe. I never saw a tree in what they are calling a forest. So I decided to have a change. To say, instead of lamenting, let us show Ugandan that what has been destroyed can be recovered. Actually, you can recover it. So the simplest thing I started with is to restore our beautiful, normal Ugandan indigenous forests.
To kick off the campaign, Professor Bukenya, with the support from well-wishers, spearheaded the replanting of over 8,000 indigenous trees.
So what I decided to do is to start a big campaign, a campaign of awareness, a campaign of telling all Ugandans, let's come together, let's fight the destruction of our forests. We must fight for it.
Professor Bukenya expressed his disappointment at the state of Uganda's forests and urged the public to act immediately to reverse the damage, preserving the environment for the future generations.
Who is concerned about Mabira Forest, we shall go there. For me, I'm ready to participate with anybody, and I call all Ugandans, in whatever category you are, to come and join this noble cause of really replanting our trees.
The acting executive director, National Forest Authority, Stuart Maniranguha, praised Professor Bukenya's reforestation initiative, noting that it complements NFA's ongoing efforts to save the country's forests. He pledged NFA's support by donating the indigenous trees needed for the campaign.
And the purpose is that we replace indigenous trees that were previously here and were cut out and degraded. So this forest is going to be a blend of the production species and the conservation species, so that we are able to have now a well-conserved ecosystem. The trees we are planting here are going to be protected and grown so that the biodiversity in this area is enhanced.
This tree planting drive is part of a large movement to restore biodiversity, combat climate change, and promote environmental sustainability across Uganda. Joseph Buule, UBC.
Now, a beloved figure in the Ugandan Catholic community, Father Rudi Lehnertz, passed away on September 26, 2024, at the age of 84 after a short illness. Born in 1940 at Hezerath, Trier, Germany, Father Rudi dedicated his life to service and education in Uganda. Father Rudi began his academic journey in missionary schools in Germany before studying philosophy at the Orden School of White Fathers in Trier. He later pursued theology at St. Edward's College in London, where he qualified as a priest and preacher. His mission work in Uganda began on December 13, 1966, when he arrived in Mbarara and undertook a language course in Runyankole. Throughout his career, Father Rudi held several significant positions, which are in 1967, he was stationed as a father at Nyarushanje Diocese in Kabale District. 1970, he served as vicar at Nyachibale Mission, chaplain and teacher at Makobore High School and Immaculate Heart Girls School. 1977, he worked in the Diocese of Mbarara and later at Kagamba, teaching at Montuyera High School. In 1980, founded St. Joseph Vocational Secondary School in Nyamitanga, and 1996, he taught at St. Peter's Vocational Training Center in Hoima. In 2002, he became the director of Sharing Youth Center in Nsambia, Kampala. Father Rudi returned to Germany in 2014, where he continued to inspire others throughout his writing, including his book, Abagenda Bareba, available in both English and German. A service celebrating Father Rudi's life will be held on October 19, 2024 at his family church in Hezerath, Germany. May his soul rest in eternal peace. In other news, at Our Lady of Africa Namiryango in Seta Mukono district, students from Senior 3 and Senior 5 participated in a career guidance day where they were trained on various health and protective measures. The event was graced by the Deputy Inspector General of Government, Dr. Patricia Achan Okiria, who shared her personal experiences, encouraging students to maintain good manners and focus on their goals to achieve success in life.
The Deputy Inspector General of Government, IGG, Dr. Patricia Chano Kiria, has highlighted career guidance and called upon government to introduce and promote career guidance in schools to help students make informed decisions about their future.
You might save a friend, you might save a teacher, you might save a staff. Africans. Are we together? And then we support it. So we do in and out, in and out. Do it on yourself. In and out, in and out.
For government to embrace this strategy to implement career guidance in schools, to begin encouraging and inspiring the young people early. I encourage all leaders out there to make time out of your busy schedules to inspire the young children, to train them, to teach them, to walk, to take them through your story on how you got to where you have gotten. Because this is a bid to ensure and foster career guidance, because the leaders for tomorrow have got to be trained and groomed today.
She emphasized guidance at an early academic journey to explore their potential career paths.
Must be all around people. What are you doing to widen your knowledge base? Must you only be an expert in history? Must you only be an expert in one subject? You need to be an all-round person.
Corruption. It begins with somebody stealing a rubber or a pencil in class, and tomorrow that's the person stealing millions and billions and trillions of shillings. So when we teach our children today, because the Bible says when you train a child in the way of the Lord, when he grows, he will not depart from it. When we inculcate values in them today.
The students appreciated the opportunity to meet and interact with influential figures like Dr. Kiria.
And we have learned very much from her. One of the things I have learned personally from all her speech and all what she has taught us is a formula that we have quoted as a summary of her speech, which has been the G, D cubed, H, which stands for 1, that for you to be successful in your life, the formula G would represent God-fearing, the D cubed will represent the determination, the desire, and then the discipline, and then the H lastly would stand for the humility.
Of being like a lawyer, I'd always wanted to be a lawyer. But then today when she came, She gave me back the hope. From her speech, I learned a lot.
Benon Mukwaya, Jamil Sekaja, UBC.
More in our news tonight. Over 1,000 new students were welcomed in a grand ceremony which took place yesterday at the Islamic University in Uganda, Chibuli campus. Prince Kasimu Nachibinge, often referred to as the grandfather of Islam, praised the country's leadership for its contributions to education. Here are some of the highlights from the event.
Islamic University in Uganda, excitement filled the air as over 1,000 new students were welcomed at a colorful ceremony. The guest of honor, Prince Kasim Nachibinge, commended the government's efforts to strengthen the country's education system.
University in Uganda should become socially embedded in our community and provide solutions to some of our most pressing problems. Therefore, I challenge the university to identify community issues and solve it for our common good. Inshallah, we hope to live by the grace of Allah to see what we have done in this area. His leadership of Business President General with State. Your Royal Highness, we are always very grateful for your continued support and guidance towards the development of this university. The assistance extended to IUIU by His Royal Highness cannot be enumerated.
Prince Nachibinge's remarks resonated with the new students, many of whom have received scholarships or come from underprivileged backgrounds.
About 1,273 students of Islamic University in Uganda, Kampala campus for the academic year 2024-2025. Our dear students, thank you for choosing Islamic University in Uganda and for choosing Kampala campus for your studies.
With students from 25 different countries, the university emphasizes innovation, entrepreneurship, encouraging students to develop skills that impact their communities.
273 students. Out of that number, 655 corresponding to 51.5% are female students. And their intake students this year come from 9 countries, including Uganda, Somalia, Kenya, Sudan, Nigeria, Comoros, Britain, Mauritania, and Liberia.
The Islamic University in Uganda plays a pivotal role in reshaping future leaders, focusing on academic excellence and practical skills. Jimmy Aluri compiled this report.
In more news, the 2024 Education Science Fair, intended to promote the teaching and learning of science-related subjects in the refugee community schools of Chiriandongo district, will help learners master scientific and innovative concepts. The program places refugee learners in position to master concepts that help them cope with the rest of learners in the country.
These innovations empower young people to become confident in understanding the problems around themselves. But also, it empowers young people to innovate around their issues, get to take the issues generation to generations.
We are trying to do this to encourage the learners so that they will have interest, they develop their interest in science subject, so that they will innovatively be able to improve on and come out with new ideas.
It is the beginning that you start on interesting yourselves on how best some of us, your candidates, soon you're going to be in vacation.
The science fair that we are organizing is in line with the new lower secondary curriculum. We believe that it supports our learners. So we thank Window International Uganda for funding this activity.
So to the learners, I also see it as a motivation. When you are encouraged by your teacher to take up sciences, but also learners are also motivated by what their teachers of science get in terms of payment. So that is a good gesture.
During the work, the rain seasons, these crops just end up getting rotten when they are not well dried. So we came up with a project of making the solar dryer. And this solar dryer, there are things that we used to come up with this project. One,
to give away. Therefore, this product of ours is achievable, it's achievable, good, and it's also enhancing the sustainable development goals. Like, for example, so this is our
Municipal Development Forum members in Chira Municipality were engaged and updated about the status of the World Bank funded projects under GKMA UDP and requested to mediate the land acquisition process by engaging landlords to sign consent forms giving right of way. The MDF members serve as the voice of the people, and so the forum collects the views, opinions and proposals of residents and presents them to the municipal. Let's take a look.
During the quarter-year meeting, MDF stakeholders Chira Municipality were engaged and updated about the status of the World Bank-funded projects under GKMA UDP and requested to mediate the land acquisition process by engaging landlords to sign consent forms giving right of way. The commercial officer at Chira Municipality, Kasule Hanifa, read the report of what they managed to reach in the quarterlies of the project. MDFs convincing citizens to offer portions of their land at no cost for infrastructure development. At the stakeholders meeting, the members asked the municipality to keep the cities clean.
Planning, I think we are not doing so well. I know resources have been put there, but then in terms of implementation, we are creating a big problem. And I'm looking at alignment of the infrastructure development.
Municipal Development Forum MDF monitors all development activities in the local area, including roads, health centers, schools and markets.
The chairman Uganda-China Friendship Association, Engineer Ayub Sumo, has lured Ugandans to learn Chinese language with skills that will enhance their ability to compete in the labor market. He says as Chinese investors set up industrial hubs in Uganda, it will be unemployment for Ugandans. This was during the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Luyanzi Institute of Technology and Jiangxi Vocational and Technical Training College of Communications. Uganda's chance to tap into trade destination in the Republic of China could ease employment for Ugandans who learn the Chinese language. Many are now taking up to learn Chinese culture and grab the necessary skills to take up opportunities in the Chinese companies investing in Uganda. Luyanzi Institute of Technology and Jiangxi Vocational and Technical Training College of Communications have signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance skills and make Ugandans strategic in the implementation of the Belt and Road Initiative, as initiated by the Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013. The chairman Uganda-China Friendship Association and proprietor Luyanzi Institute of Technology, Engineer Ayub Soma, says it is time for Ugandans to learn Chinese.
This program is coming with a number of projects, and therefore we must prepare the Ugandans to take up these jobs. Therefore, this MOU is responding to this. Within the MOU, we are going to enhance the vocational training at Luyanzi Institute of Technology. And also we are looking at those industries which have the Chinese investors, in which therefore we are teaching our students Chinese language. So when we have the skill and we teach them Chinese language, then we will be ready for the right labor market.
Key objectives of the Belt and Road Initiative include developing infrastructure, trade facilitation, economic cooperation, and promotion of cultural exchange. The Chinese delegation from the Jiangxi province of China, led by the Vice President of Jiangxi province, His Excellency Ziqiang Jiang, led a team of academia from the Jiangxi Vocational and Technical Training College of Communications.
我们来自中国江西交通职业技术学院。这次到乌干达。
And we come here for three purposes. Number one, that is we want to enhance our cooperation between China and the African countries and Uganda. And the second reason, that is we want to implement the Sino-African issues in the Belt and Road Initiative. Yes. And the last one, that is we want to further our cooperation between our university and the Luyangzi Technical University. And we want to do some more cooperation in some majors.
Luyangzi Institute of Technology is the first private institute to initiate the teaching of Chinese language in Uganda. They are currently hosting a Confucius classroom training Chinese language teachers.
I was influenced with the school, the language, and the courses. I'm offering 2 courses, fashion and design and Chinese.
That's the reason why I came to this school specifically, because I heard that if it's a Chinese school, the fashion and design can be even extreme, it can be better than other institutes.
We are at Shiloh Standard Nursery and Primary School to reward our lucky winner again for our pay school fees with Momo. We are paying school fees for a student who is lucky because the parent used our codes to pay their school fees. You can as well be our winner for the next school fees prize by dialing *165 *80# and you opt into the competition.
Umiatia goin shag no goy shimte lu agene kanti bisho kwana tena anene wa fo berane da kwani ba mi gum afu akwa yejo dushu meti kere mba man me ma fen MTM kiken ba mi gum hi men.
Together we're unstoppable.
To help businesses recover from the impact of COVID-19, government introduced a tax amnesty through a waiver of interest and penalty on outstanding principal tax as at June 30th, 2023. Accordingly, URA has since July 2024 been implementing this waiver. To benefit, simply pay your outstanding principal tax by December 31st, 2024 and the waiver is applied automatically upon payment confirmation. This amnesty applies to domestic taxes, namely income tax, rental tax, payee, and others. Grab this golden opportunity today. For more, use the platforms displayed.
Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
Hey kids, we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy 5 ways to love your baby, smoothen and protect your baby's skin with 5 new gentle formulations. Original to nurture your baby, aloe vera to protect your chibubu skin. Cocoa butter to comfort your pinku. Mild scent to soothe your little one, and avocado to soften your buju skin. Available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and cosmetics shops near you. Move it, baby jelly. All day confidence.
Easy to prepare, just 3 minutes and they're ready. You can have them anywhere.
Indomie instant noodles is available in 3 flavors of chicken, beef, and vegetable. Buy your Indomie instant noodles in supermarkets and dukas near you anywhere across Uganda. Indomie instant noodles, Uganda's best loved noodles.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you into the world of business. Now, Nasa Mohammed Wei, a worker who sustained an accident while on duty at the Imperial Golf View Hotel, has been compensated with 40,426,000 shillings by the Imperial Group of Hotels Management. Nasa Mohammed lost his eyesight after exposure to silicone dust while doing maintenance works on the hotel. We have a report.
Exposure to silicone materials in form of silica dust causes health risks. Nasa Mohammed was a worker who lost sight while on duty at Imperial Golf View Hotel. In August 2023, while doing maintenance works as he worked on window sills, he was exposed to silicone materials which affected him, causing him blurring of both his eyes. But early diagnosis and treatment has helped him recover one of the eyes, although he still has a very low voice speech.
I was incapacitated, 50% incapacitation, because I lost one eye. I was in great pain, as you know, but at last.
As a result, Nasa was terminated from work. He sought treatment and life became hard. He had a family to take care of. Uganda Hotels, Food, Tourism, Supermarkets and Allied Workers Union supported Nasa as he sought compensation from his employers.
Fight for the workers. I urge all workers at least to comply and join union. As for me, as an example, union has helped me a lot, and I urge all staff to join union.
Nasa Wei's compensation was a result of a collective bargaining agreement signed between the Imperial Group of Hotels, Workers and Trade Union leaders of the HTS Union.
It has a matter that has taken some time, but finally Nasa has been compensated as per the law. And we urge all members that as and when you get an accident, you get an industrial disease, contact the union so that you can be helped.
I'm one of the most excited people to see justice being fulfilled, because Mr. Nasa has been a very good worker, and when he was involved with this accident scenario, he was so helpless. He was in the hospital, nobody could help him, and I sent the union leader to the labor officer, Wakiso, to follow up on his benefits, especially workman's compensation. Then for us, we already have a CBA here, which took care of gratuity.
Because what has happened today, we didn't know that it can happen. Without union, NASA wouldn't be like this today.
In all other companies, everywhere, where up to see these big businesses, we face different problems. But what I've all seen is union is doing a very, very good work, good job.
The short-term effects of exposure to silicone include silicosis, the scarring of lung tissue, lung cancer due to prolonged exposure to silica dust, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and kidney disease. Aviona Francisco, UBC.
And now in the world of sports, the NCBA Bank Junior Golf Series has teed off its rebranded tournament with a thrilling event at the Kampala Golf Club Chitante. Formerly known as the US Kids Golf, this series aims to nurture young golf talent in the country.
NCBA Junior Golf Course Series has set the stage for young golfers to showcase their skills and compete in a friendly yet competitive environment. This weekend, the revamped series saw enthusiastic participation as over 50 children took part in the challenging tournament at the lush greens of the Kampala Golf Club.
You know, on scorecards, but also in character, confidence, and just the way all the juniors developed. Fun and friendly, and to encourage family participation.
The tournament concluded with a colorful medal ceremony where several young players were rewarded for their outstanding performance on the golf course. NCBA Bank has taken this opportunity to announce its support for 10 promising children who will receive professional coaching and resources to enhance their skills in the coming series.
Spreading the joy of golf, which promotes inclusivity and nature's holistic development. So we are actually happy that we are able to support these young players because we believe by nurturing them, we will actually be able to get professionals out of this game. As mentioned, we are already sponsoring 10 practicing golfers that come from humble backgrounds. And these are people who in usual cases would actually not be able to participate in the game of golf. But we are supporting 10 practicing golfers, and we believe that that will help in their confidence and prepare them to participate in the international tour.
As the NCBA Junior Golf Series continues, it promises not to promote the sport among the youth, but also to provide valuable life lessons in discipline, focus and perseverance. Parents and golf enthusiasts have commended the efforts made by NCBA and US Kid Golf to create a platform that helps kids build their confidence and skills.
Junior Golf base. So right now we have so many more juniors who are joining the sport. Juniors are making friends, families are linking up, so it's way beyond just
you're doing for us. Secondly,
with the continued support of the NCBA and the US Kids Golf Course, these young golfers are set for a bright future. The next tournament in the series will be held next month, offering more exciting opportunities for young talents to shine.
Over 100 chief executive officers from different banks took part in the annual Bankers Golf Tournament that climaxed at the Uganda Golf Club. Organized by the Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, the tournament focused on fostering friendly competitions among the chief executive officers of different banks.
The Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services, in partnership with Uganda Bankers Association, is hosting the 2024 Annual Bankers Sports Gala on the theme, Wellness is Our Agenda. The Uganda Institute of Banking and Financial Services says the Bankers Annual Sports Gala of bankers from various financial institutions fosters networking.
It's very exciting to see bankers take wellness seriously. We know how long you sit, the majority of you, and we appreciate that today you're going to do even better. I'm sure today you're going to have 70,000 steps. But I want to welcome you to the the game of golf. Last year we started the golf as a golf game as part of the sports gala for one reason. We all know that your network is your net worth. But I can assure you that today, on this pitch, we have over 100 people and only 29 are handicapped bankers. There are very few actual golfers. The majority of us are novices. And as an institute, if you are going to develop people's skills, this is one of those skills that we'd like to see. We'd like bankers representing. You travel a lot. We'd like you to carry Uganda banking industry in Kenya, wherever you go.
The Bank of Uganda commended the bankers community for showcasing teamwork and partnership.
And we hope that dedication and talent will translate onto the course. And your work not only shapes the financial futures of individuals and organizations, but also contributes to the economic vitality of our communities and the broader economy that we operate in. As we celebrate the game of golf, we also celebrate the values it embodies: integrity, resilience, and teamwork. These are the same values that I believe are central and are cornerstones to your profession.
Equity Bank emerged overall winner with 92 points, followed by NCBA with 80 points.
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Do join us at 10 o'clock for another bulletin. My name is Mark Arnold Wadulo and Dorothy Namuyomba on Sign Language.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Uganda, are you ready to kick things up to the next level? The Uganda National Lottery brings you Sports Take 10. Predict the results of 10 football games and win big. With tickets at only 500 shillings, join the fun and make your predictions count with Sports Take 10. Sports Take 10, your ticket to football glory.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Oh my God, Muta! When did you go? Where are you? Segawa?
I am far and well off. For 2 years now, I'm in Dubai making serious money.
Muta, some money.
Come, we make the money. Yes.
But seriously, man, how did you find a job abroad? I've been robbed for so many times by these fraudsters.
But Segawa, don't you know that our government has already made bilateral agreements with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and the United Arab Emirates? Through the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, the government licenses and monitors all